not too good with my money. So there we have that, yeah. Nah, for real though. I bought a 79 Mustang. Whatever, right? Nose swapped. I don't know. It was a really nice car in 2019. I guess it had like 70,000 miles. It's a factory 4-speed. One of those SROD trans. Kind of weird. White interior with the Lando grandma roof, you know? Had the cow skin on the roof or whatever. It was white. Somebody peeled that off. Stupid. Nose swapped it. Stupid. Put a 3-inch cowl on it. Stupid. Oh, to cover up this nicely blown up 2.3 turbo. I don't know what we're going to do with that, but stupid. Yeah, I don't know. I bought it. I've always liked these early Foxes. I had a couple Foxes growing up. Never got to do much with them because I'm stupid. But yeah, so I spent some money and bought the shittiest 2.3 turbo 79, whatever this rare color red Fox. And I would love to show you guys it. So I'll give you a quick little walk around of the car. Like I said, somebody nose swapped it, which is a shame because I guess it's a pretty rare color. I already don't remember the name because, well, I'm stupid. But yeah, it's a 79. I always loved the way the tail, just the whole ass of these cars. They look so much better than the later Foxes in my opinion. White interior, so I should be able to ruin that pretty quick. The car was pretty decent looking. Apparently it sat with 70,000 miles for years and years and years down in Port St. Lucie, Jupiter, Florida area, whatever. Somebody grabbed it. This guy, he's actually, him and his kids, all they do is fix Fox bodies, and they grabbed it, respectfully went through it, got it going, and then it just got passed through a plethora of people who let it become this. Somebody peeled off the Landau cover, however you want to call it, whatever. The vinyl stuff was white to match the interior. I would like to get another one. They do sell them still. I'm not sure how I would attach it. I guess they glue on, but all this, there's like a special trim piece that you can never find that holds water in, as you can see. So I'm tempted to like Raptor line the roof, but like real close, so it's kind of not as textured as you would think. You can change the texture of it with your air pressure and distance, whatever. Something just, I don't know. I'd really like the white back. Not white, like an off-white, you know? I would like that back. I'll try to dig up the photo and post it in with the video. But either way, that's not why we're here. Yeah, 5-0. Not. Good job. I don't know. I really liked the stance of it. I'm not the biggest fan of the black front clip, though I do like that generation nose. What is that, like 85, 86, whatever that is? Cowl hood. Yep, nope. So you can hide that blower. Nope. Just kidding. But anyway, yeah, no, it's pretty cool. White Vaquero. That's what it is. Vaquero metallic. I don't know. Anyway, Vaquero red. Apparently it's like a 2-year only color. 79. Down low with the lock on the door. Kind of neat. Anyway, yeah, it's white and red. Somebody added that dumb console, but I don't know. That's cool. The wood grain with the 8-track doesn't work. Bummer. It's in good shape, fella. I mean, it's not so bad. Saggy, but hey, I am too. You know, carpet has seen better days. Looks good, but not over there. Whatever. I don't really know what I want to do with it yet. You know, I want to do some dumb shit with it. Of course, what's better than that? But, you know, I don't really know anything other than that. If I were to Raptor line it, it would save me a lot of time trying to clean up the roof. It's got all this little shit everywhere. You know, that'll be a hole in a year. Which, if you look at this side, well, I'll give you the rundown of all of it. You can see that Landau top thing kind of just held in moisture everywhere. These cars were particularly good at rotting. The metal was just paper thin everywhere, which is a bummer. It'd be way better if nobody put that black shit on it. But yeah, so today, is that Bondo maybe? I don't know. Glue? Whatever. Whatever happened, she needs some Jesus. So today, I think I'm gonna try to do a little patchy patch on that and make a video of it. Really want to get going on my dad's square body, but I guess I can't till later this weekend. I need a hand or two or several getting the cab in here and up on jack stands so I can do the floor. Proving to be more difficult than I thought, so whatever. Let's do something in the meantime. So I guess, you know, if I paid attention, I would have noticed this earlier. It looks like maybe the landau top, whatever you want to call it, was fixed at one point, or a tree had fallen on it or something. Apparently that's just a big island of mud, which would make sense as to why it's just a rot ring around it. So I was hoping to just do that, not that. So I guess we'll see what's up. I don't know. What can we do? Cut T-tops in it? No thanks. That sucks. We'll see what we can do. Luckily, the early cars, the trim comes off pretty easy. Practically just falls off. No, wait, it does. Oh, look at that. Put one screw in it. Nice. That'll never go back on well again. That thing will straight up get tech screwed on. Luckily, the pinch weld area, for the most part, is pretty good. Well, I guess, let's make some noise. Right, so that took a turn for the worst. That's some thick stuff. See if you can catch that. Those are, I mean, that's pretty deep. So that sucks. Trying to decide on if I want to really rig this poorly and try to cover it, or try to do it right. Yeah, I don't know. Looking into it more, I mean, there is pinholes all over. A lot of this looks like pinholes, but isn't. But there are some that are clearly holes. Not exactly too certain. I know what I want to do. Be nice if it was a hatch, just because roofs are everywhere. I could do a whole roof skin. Yeah. We'll see. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do is certainly not the right thing temporarily. I'm gonna try to make that a little more solid. I'm torn on the big holes. Probably not gonna be able to do much about them. Probably just gonna skim them, forget about them, try to level the roof. When all the holes I drilled to see how deep it was, I shot down a little bit. I'm gonna try to mud this thing, which is exactly the wrong thing to do, temporarily. At some point, I'll try to find a notch roller or a parts car or something, and I'll just cut it on the seam, do the pinch welds, do a weld seam there, and then in the back, and just bang the skin on. I really do want to make this car pretty solid. The floors are impeccable in this car. The strut towers are perfect. The torque boxes are perfect. Like, everything on this car is pretty decent, except for the little shit on the skin, which is kind of Florida's thing, you know? I mean, it was from West Palm Beach, right on the water, its whole life, so you know, I kind of expect stuff like that. I think it's a fully savable car. The roof skin sucks. If it wasn't for that, I would probably try to do it right now. But I'm just going to dig and dig and dig and dig and dig. I'd rather just put a whole new sheet on it. So I guess that'll make for a better video. You know, after all, I mean, I just want this thing to retain some water while it's outside. I don't know. We'll see. Let's try to do that. I'll show you guys how to not do this right poorly with this dude watching. I'm going to start by trying to get a little more exposed metal towards the edge here. Alright, so I guess the next move is to try to bend up a piece that'll cap it. I'm going to cut the old bad shit out, but I don't know. Let's find some sheet metal. Alright, so I dug this out of the scrap pile. It's not really a scrap pile, spare metal bin. It's just Home Depot, Tractor Supply, shit metal, but should do. I'll show you my little method on making ghetto patch panels. So what I like to start by doing is grab yourself a roll of tape. I just use the cheapest, shittiest masking tape you can find, really. You're just going to be throwing it away after all. And just lay it on, make sure there's no big wrinkles in it, whatever. I try not to stick it on super hard because I do plan to peel it right back off. Layer it. Usually leave like a 1/2 inch overlap. Right, so our rot, besides being everywhere, is everywhere. So we'll say, go to here, make sure our piece is wide enough so we can go all the way back to here, right? So we might as well, yeah, hell, we might as well. So I'll go all the way down, and then what I like to do is make a line where all the bends are. You know, it can be rough. I mean, it's gonna be rough because there's a big lack of metal in some spots. Just try to rig it up and then just send it right out. Grab yourself a razor plate. Cool. All right, now I'm gonna try to get myself a little bit of a clean piece. So yeah, got a nice clean piece. Let me just clean it up a little bit more and then we'll transfer. All right, so we can call that our edge at the bottom. Let's mark that now. Paint it right onto the car. Who gives a shit, right? So, what you want to do is be careful peeling this up because you want to keep the two pieces together. There we go. So, this isn't the most ideal way. I mean, I don't even have a very good brake to be doing this with in the first place, but I make do with what I can do. I like to make the pieces a little bit bigger than I need, you know? So we can see here, you know, it looks like this has a radius to it, maybe, and I'm sure it does. but I'm not sure that I'm gonna be able to replicate that too well. So we'll see what we can do. I'm gonna, like I said, I like to make it bigger. I'm gonna trim it off at the top line there, and then we'll get set up for our bends. All right, so now that you can see we're set up with Harbor Freight's cheapest, shittiest little finger brake, you can see here I cut my piece out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna transfer these lines to this sheet, because this is how I'm gonna look at the piece on the car. I need the bends this way, which means I have to bend them on that side. Obviously there's no lines there. So all I do is I'm gonna take the cutoff wheel, it's the thinnest blade I can find for them, and I just notch inward on both spots, and then on both edges of the line, you know, so then it's easy to line up on the finger brake, and we'll go from there. When I do that, I'm gonna clean all this up, deburr it, whatever, so let's do that. Now, ideally, if you were trying to do this on something you care about, like I said, I want to reiterate that I know that I'm not doing this exactly the best or right way, but you'd want to measure both sides, see just how close it is. Let me go grab a cert ruler and we'll actually see how far off we really are. You know, I'll give you an idea if you're actually trying to do this the right way, which, you know, I mentioned I'm not. So we're about 25 millimeters, just about 25 millimeters there. And we are just about, what is this? 23 and a half. For shits and giggles, let me go see if it tapers on the car. I actually do believe it does. Well, I'll be hot damned, it actually does, so that's pretty cool, which means we're going to want to mark this so we keep the orientation correct. It's a good idea to do that, you know, regardless of what you're doing. So as long as you can find a marker, I guess. So, if we're talking about panels, this is going to be the shorter side, which is the front of the car. You know, it'll be pretty straightforward. So I'm going to clean these burrs off, and then I'll get back with you. All right, so now that we got that all cleaned up, I'm a big fan of trying to stay away from the flap discs for just cleaning the metal down. Those flap discs, some of them are pretty serious. They will take metal down fast. You can see I just erased the marks that we had made, so luckily taller side, front side's easy to remember, but back, front, easy as that. Now, if you need to, there's no shame in it. It's probably not the worst idea. You know, it's not a bad idea to just draw yourself a line between cuts on the end here to help you visualize it. Make sure you can line it all up. You know, sometimes it's necessary, sometimes it's not. Now, I'm going to plan on trimming this up more once it's in the car and fit. So now, with this shitty little finger brake, you gotta kind of plan accordingly. So we don't have the ability to bend it here and then here, because we'll be flattening out that bend again once we do it. So we gotta bend the front side first and then be able to move it this way. So you wanna plan your bends accordingly. Now this thing has no way to hold the metal down. I don't know why they designed it like that. So I just use vice grips. It's easy enough. You know, everybody's got them, so if you don't, I guess why are you doing this? But no biggie there. So I just crimp them down in a few spots. So we'll set it up on the first line first. Right on the edge there. It's not a bad idea before you get to bending to go take a peek at the car and try to visualize what you got for angles. Luckily, the car's just right there for me, so I can just walk back and forth a couple times. But if you're doing it a little further away from your project, you're going to want to take it into account or whatever. So let's go take a peek at it. It looks like our bottom edge there is just shy of a 45 or so. So now this is what I don't like about this little shitty ass brake. It's pretty good at falling apart while you use it, but also not getting the middle as good as it's getting the edges, because there's not much stability in it. So what we do here, got a couple of these goofy ass clamps. Try to make it a little easier. What's up with every time you go to use a C-clamp, it's adjusted all the way the other way from where you need it? Isn't that just a pain in the ass? All right, let's try that again. Looks like it maybe walked a little bit, but there we go. Let's try it again. Not much better, but we can straighten it up on the bench there, so that's all right. So let's see how we did. So you'll see here, this is the bottom lip I'm trying to match. And that's not so bad. It's not so bad. But if you look at the panel, not sure you can pick it up, but it's kind of a little more so on one side than the other. So now's a good time, if you get that bend actually lined up fairly okay, to visualize that, yep, that's a good point for the bend, and that seems to be a fairly good point for the bend too. Now if you look at this panel, it's kind of high on one side versus the other. Kind of does the rocky. So I'll show you how to pull some of that out when we get to it. All right, so you can see I added another clamp here. So you just glance at the roof and see it's a similar bend angle as the last one. So we'll bend it up about, well, hell. Yeah, we'll try it right there. Now, goddamn, this stupid ass thing. They just sit in there. If you're gonna do this over and over and over again, I don't know, I would keep your eyes peeled for old school body man that died or something. Get an actual finger brake that doesn't suck. I'm sure there's some new ones out there that don't suck. I think Eastwood makes a fairly decent beginner level, better than that finger brake. But let's go see how this panel does now. It might have been a little too much. Looks like it was a little too much. That's okay, it'll be easy to whack back out. So let's try to straighten that out. Now, when I do a little too much like that, instead of trying to get all fancy with it, you can quite literally just set it up here and then just tap along the crest of it, knock it back down. So I'm gonna try to get that fitted and we'll come back to it. All right, so you can see I've got the bend angles pretty good. Now you can see that the roof has a contour like this, and it kind of comes out a little, so it's kind of a wobbly patch. So what we're gonna do is make some relief cuts, right? So what I'm gonna do is you wanna think about where it sits flat to and when it starts to walk out. And by the looks of it, it starts to walk out right above the rot hole. So figure out exactly where you need your patch to be, which it looks as though I need to be right around here. And you can trim it afterwards, that's fine. So what I'm gonna do is, I know it needs to go down this way, drop down, and I know right here it needs to go in. So I'm gonna cut here and here so that I can push this down. I can trim this piece to fit back up with that, get your contour there, and then I'll slit it down here and try to work that in and trim that up and see what we can do. So I'm gonna test fit this. It's gonna take a while, but I guess since I'll be between the bench and here a bunch, I will let you guys know how it goes when I get back. All right, so I got the panel fitting up a little bit. I ended up cutting it a couple different spots. I'm not so sure. I'll probably cut it a couple this way to tuck this and this way. But now that I got the gist of the bends all situated, I'm gonna mark it out and I'm gonna cut it out of the car, and we'll see exactly how it lays up there. So if you're gonna start doing some panels like this on something you really wanna take your time and care about, I would strongly suggest that you get out of the habit of using Sharpies, markers, whatever, anything like that, sooner than later. It's not going to help you. They're just too big to actually get a good line. So what I use, there's probably a better scribe, but I use these little cheap throwaway Harbor Freight picks. You know, you can keep a point on them pretty good, and you know, they really get in there much better, and then you can focus on getting your lines tighter, getting a better fit up, whatever. So you can see that. Maybe you can't in the video, but it's a nice faint line for you to be able to follow, and it's a lot better than trying to screw with one of those Sharpies. So use that as your little tech tip of the day, brother. So let's bang that out. Another good idea for you guys if you're trying to care about your stuff, and I probably should since I won't be able to replace it cheaply, but cover your glass. You know, if you get sparks on it, you're gonna etch it, and you're probably not gonna like that. So you can see, after I cut that, the roof went whoop. It sunk a little more, but you know, I'm not gonna worry about it too much on this just because of how goofed up it is. It's cool to actually be able to see under this. You know, now that we can see under it, it actually looks really nice. You can see just a little bit of pitting starting, but that's okay. It looks like, you know, just being able to do the skin completely on the roof. You know, we might be able to get away with just doing the skin, which is ideal. You know, I'll drill all the spot welds out across. I'll probably not even. I'll probably cut it like that and then blast it off with the flapper, but that'll leave us 4 solid, you know, areas to weld on the pillars, which are good on the car, thankfully, so that's good. You know, make quick work of that, so probably get that done as a weekend job or something like that. But you know, with that out of the way, you can do your first test fit. Now, obviously, it's going to be wonky back here because of how much filler there is. You know, we'll try to match that. But now you can go back to your Sharpie. This is what I do. I'll use the pick to really get my good finite line, and then I'll come back with the Sharpie and I'll mark, okay, it's got to go down a little on the edge there. The back seems pretty good mostly, maybe just a little there, maybe in the corner a little bit. You know, you want a decent fit, but you don't want it to be dead nuts perfect. So I've found, maybe if you're TIG welding it, something like that, sure, but you know, with the MIG, it is inevitably going to warp some, so you want to save yourself just a little bit of wiggle room. So we'll get that going with the flap attack, and I'll show you guys when I got it fit up a little bit better. All right, so this might be a little shaky, and I want to apologize for that ahead of time. So you can see here, we got our basic fit up. You know, it should be good enough for what we're doing. It's really a shame that it's so rotten everywhere, or else I would dig all that mud out, raise it up. You know, you can see just how caved in it is before somebody went over it. You know, ideally you'd want to pull that up, straighten that out, weld your panel in with a nice straight edge, and it would hold the rest of the roof up, you know, but Unfortunately, this one's a little far past that. So I'm going to show you exactly how to improperly fix your rotten roof. So I'm going to get that all tacked up. I'll try to do a little time lapse there of me blasting that in. It's going to suck. I'm going to weld it in the valley there. It's going to hurt me to push that down and do that, but whatever. All right, let's get after it. I got to keep in mind that it's supposed to be a ratty, fun little shitter. Whatever. All right, I would like to reiterate how much I know this is not right. This is not how you should do it. But I want to do a full roof skin. Just trying to do it for now, haphazardly, because it was too big of a hole to fill with mud. Damn, is that black? Somebody was in here. Huh. Somebody was in there. I wonder if they dropped the headliner and like tried to stop this because they knew it was happening. I don't know. All right. We got this tacked up. I'm going to go around, shave it down, clean it up, tack it again, clean it up again. And then we're going to become sculptors, and I'll show you. All right, so you can see I took this down a bit. You know, and it's got a pretty decent fit up. It really is a shame to be doing this so poorly, but I guess whatever for now. So I'm going to skim this. It's not much of a skim. I'm going to go about this on a couple different planes. I want to get this way and then this way. I'm going to seam seal the edge, so that'll be all fine, and the trim hides it. I want to get this area situated where the holes are, and then I'll do the bigger picture. So let's see how we can manage this. Some mud baby that up. That's a deep swimming pool right there. I don't want to talk about it. What I do want to talk about is I mix my mud on a piece of glass. It's easy to clean up. It's a nice, fresh surface. Gets all the air bubbles out of it, keep the dirt out of it. Yeah, let's go back to that. Man, this is not my proudest work, but whatever. I will leave those holes before I mud them, just so we're clear. Man, that sucks. But what are you going to do, right? So you can see we moved it outside now. Try to keep the dust out of the shop when it's easy enough to be right there instead, you know? Clearly we made a bunch. You can see I've been sanding. I actually hit the whole roof, pillars, front and rear. Okay, I forgot one. But yeah, we sculpted it up, baby, and it's actually pretty decent for what it is. Like I said, I really want to do another roof at some point, but for now I'd like to just make it look better, you know, and that will do it. I do think I'm gonna you can see where the original tape line was for the trim and whatnot. So I'm gonna tape everything off, tape the glass off, tape this back venti thing out, tape it off, take it out, whatever, tape all the glass off, and then I'm gonna hit the roof with something to seal it up for now. There is a lot of these little pits still, tiny little guys, but like I said, I kind of plan to shoot Raptor liner on the roof to make it look back to the original with the vinyl top there. I'll post some photos with this of it with the vinyl top. Who knows? I mean, if it comes out good enough, hell, you know, whatever. Now I sound like a hack. I said I didn't want to be like that. All right, disregard what I'm saying. But anyway, yeah, I started doing the whole shebang, and it's not as bad as I thought. I think it should cover up pretty good. Got to fix those holes yet, but that can wait for whenever. Luckily, the windshield frame looks pretty good. The cowl has some spots. So to do it right, the windshield would come out anyway, but I did see that. It's weird. It's like, I think it's actually a lap in the metal that was supposed to be spot welded and it's breaking. Maybe? I'm not sure. But yeah, look at that. Man, you know, if you go like that, I don't know. If you go like that, it looks great. Nah, I like it. I like it a lot. The cowl, not so much, but the rest of it's pretty cool. So let's see what we can do. Well, she's really looking shitty now, but that came out pretty good for being kind of just paved in there. Paint looks like shit because I just put it on with a house brush. Bonk. Anyway, yeah, painted on some chassis saver. Try to seal up all the little shit. So what you see in black is what I plan to replicate the vinyl top with, or at, or whatever. You know what I'm saying. But yeah, you get the gist. Hopefully, it keeps a little bit of water out for a while. Yeesh, it looks bad though, doesn't it? Blech. It's actually deceivingly pretty good. Chassis savored it. Try to stop the rust bubbles before I raptor line it, but fuck. I'll count that as a win, I guess. I guess that's gonna wrap up my quick little how to not actually do bodywork pretty well video. I gotta say, it came out way better than I expected it to for such a botched job, but whatever. Looks terrible with a black roof. Terrible. But hey, whatever, I guess. Yeah, thank you for everybody reaching out from the last video with all the stickers. That blew my mind. I think it was like a day and a half and all 500 were gone. And a lot more of you donated than I expected. That couple bucks goes a long way. I ended up ordering 500 more stickers, so if anybody else wants some, here's your situation. If you haven't already watched or don't care, if you want a sticker, I have 8 different designs. Now, if you want 2 for free, I'll send you 2 random ones for free, which is totally cool. You just got to email my email, which I'll put in the bio with your address, whatever. If you want one of all 8, then I'm taking any sort of donation, $1, $2, whatever. And I'll send you one of all 8. Same thing. Email me. I got the Venmo. I got no PayPal because they suck. Cash App, and I guess now a Zelle. But whatever. Hopefully somebody gets out there and does some hack shit.